Showtime.
Take your best shot.
What is going on, guys and gals? Welcome to Good Rule Hunting. It's your boy Brad. The Brett Man's over there. Happy Tuesday, not Thursday, Tuesday to everybody here tonight. We're going to have some fun with a little Q&A session slash. So it's going to be our first fan call-in show. What this is basically is it's open to all patrons tiers 1 through 3 and YouTube members, of course. Basically, they've all been sent a link. They can call in. They can join the show basically at any point. If you do have plans of joining, just make sure you do have some headphones with you so we don't have any echoes and stuff like that. We have one guest here already. We'll get him here in a minute. But it's going to be fun. It's something that we wanted to do to kind of put faces with names. We wanted to do it just to continue to, learn more about our community and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be a good fun night, Birdie.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, Bess, just learn about our community and mainly just learn about the people who give so much back to us too. Because I feel like that kind of gets lost sometimes with Patreon and YouTube members. It's like the content creator just like, oh, I'm just going to take your money and give you your perks and that's it. That's our relationship. No, we kind of want to build a relationship with y'all, like just to be really good friends with you all. That's pretty much what we're all about because we definitely are appreciated because honestly, me and Brad never thought we'd be at 1K subscribers right now, or at least like 1,288 subscribers. Like, you freaking kidding me? If we asked us like all the way back, which is funny, to the B&B days, Brad, remember the B&B days?
I do.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. And there's a story to that. But man, we're just so grateful. So again, this is kind of like a benefit we want to bring to you all. So again, if you are tier members of Patreon and YouTube members, 1 through 3, you are eligible to come on here, show us your face, or if not, and just want to go audio, that's great too. And those links are in the Patreon post and the YouTube community section. So if you're a member, you'll see that post exclusively with that StreamYard link.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see.
Or I don't mind to send you a link personally too.
Yeah, whatever's easiest. Of course, if you guys in the chat too, obviously, if you got questions, we'll answer them too. Maybe our guests can answer some questions as well while they're popping in and out and all kinds of, it's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. We're hoping to do this somewhat often, maybe if not every month, every other month or something like that. Just a chance to kind of, lean back, kick back and talk, all kinds of random shit. So it's going to be cool.
Hell yeah. So let's say hello to everybody. Then we'll do our Patreon spiel. Actually, let's do the Patreon spiel real quick since we're just talking about it. And so, guys, these are the real hunters. The Patreons are the official backbone of this channel. So when me and Brad get in a little bit of a bind, or we just need a little bit of a fun time with some booze. Now, I'm just kidding. We don't spend any money on that. Everything we earn through the channel goes right back to the channel for your all's entertainment. So if you want to, in a way, reinvest in yourself, the Patreon link is in the description down below. Click the link, select any tier to your heart's to sign, so you all can be a real hunter today. But
Birdie needs new pants.
Yeah, I do need new pants, especially after all my whipped cream incidences. But so to help me get me new pants, YouTube memberships is also available right now as well. It's the hottest ticket to supporting the channel because this is the only one where you get an exclusive tier 0. For as low as 99 cents, you can freaking contribute to this channel. It's a hot ticket deal. You get awesome emojis, earn badges for the longer you are a member, and much, much more. So you all can be a real hunter today.
Yeah, and if you can't do all that, that's okay. Just being here, liking the video, sharing the video, subscribing, telling your friends, all that fun stuff helps out tremendously as well. So we appreciate all that support just as much.
Absolutely. So let's say hi to everybody real quick. If they will bring on our first call in. First off, we got Lamantra. What's going on? How are you doing? Guru Hunting. Don't know who those asshats are. Zodiac Z. What's going on there, Zodiac Z? We got Chester's in the house. Chester, what's going on? Buenos Nachos. Yes, Rosie, my dear Rosie, you're on the channel, so you always get your dozens of roses. So there you go.
God,
They're
this
all
almost
your
3D,
roses.
Birdie.
I know, man. Like, see, that's how much we appreciate Rosie on this channel, our wrench woman, that is. So, Rosie, those are your roses, my dear. Who else we got here? Oh my God, what this guy? I'm telling you, with his stupid ass puns.
Block him.
Man, fuck that guy. Rayman, what's going on, man? We will let you know how life is going here momentarily because I do like to talk about life because it's going good right now. And I like to talk about it. I know Brad went to a certain place this weekend. I want him to have this chance to describe it.
That's right.
Yeah, he went to a fictional place. But before we get to all that, Janine, what's going on, Janine? How are you doing? Who else is here? I thought I saw. There's Brooke. Brooke, how are you doing? Hopefully all is well. And Brooke, if you want to, you're available for the call-in show. Let us know if that's something you're interested in, and we can get you set up for that. Or if you just want to hang out in the chat, that's perfectly okay too. We'd be happy to take your questions in the chat. Tiger, what's going on? How are you doing? We got Veronica. Veronica, how are you doing? And Davey, what's going on, Davey? How are you doing? Or we might see you in a little bit. So let's see here. What else we got here? We got Taunus. What's going on there? Taunus. I don't want to make sure I miss anybody because I hate when I miss people. Blu-ray, what's going on there? Blu-ray, how are you doing? We got Brendan the Beldam in the house. What's going on? We got Ashton's in the house. What's going on there? Ashton. And there's Brother Fluff. Brother Fluff, what's going on? My name is Chris, and I love Kathleen and Rosie. There you go. So, and that is it for right now. So, without further ado, let's start in the call-in show aspect of the show real quick because we do have our very first call-in. He is a recent YouTube member, but this is in association with Happy Sanjo providing this opportunity for our newest YouTube membership member. And we're going to bring him on screen right now. You all know him. He has been on fire with the YouTube game lately, especially with the last stream we did. We got him to 500 subscribers, and he's still counting right now. So please welcome for the first time ever to Good Real Hunting, Davey Defray.
Hey, what's happening, everyone? How are you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Great.
Doing great. Just keeping busy and loving every bit of the grind. It hasn't beat me down quite yet.
Hey, don't let it, man. It'll try. It'll keep trying.
It's going to try.
Yeah, I mean, I'm addicted at this point, and it's like the best kind of addiction to have, like when you are just driven to create and you feel like you've got a purpose beyond just like going to work and raising money and all that kind of stuff. All these awesome people in the chat. It's so great to get to interact with you guys on videos all over the place, but really cool for to be on the show and get to say what's up. And you get to see my silly face and all my nerdy shit behind me at the same time.
Dude, absolutely. And we're also going to let you have your time too to promote your channel as well. But we got to give the people what they want first. And this is a very important responsibility here because you're the first call in. You get your question. So, Davey, we have to ask, what is your question?
So my question is, what was the film for each one of you guys that made you start looking at movies in a completely different way? Like we all have like the films we grew up with that we love just because it's easy to love Star Wars as a kid, whatever. But what was the movie where you were like, oh my, this is like a whole new level and I'm in love with not only the product, but now I want to know about the process?
Dude, that's such a good question. Brad, you want to go first on this?
Man, there's so many. Obviously I have to probably default to one of my favorite movies, and that's The Shining. That's one of those that really came in strong with that because I remember just being blown away with how kind of perfectly crafted the movie was,
Mhm.
and just how every scene there was just something about it that just added to it, and everything about it was so well done. And it really it wasn't necessarily the first time I saw the movie I had that thought, but it was kind of later in life, probably when I saw it in theaters for the first, like when it came out with Dr. Sleep, I don't know. But it was just, it's one of those that I was just like, damn, man, this is a damn good movie. And I'm just curious. I just want to know, like how did they do this,
Mhm.
So that's probably the easy answer. There's probably something farther back that, if I recall, I'll try to think of. But that's one for sure.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah, dude. I would say I would give you two answers. One of the movie as a kid that legitimately got me into movie watching, or just brought me into that world of like cinema, and that is, and everybody kind of knows me at this point. It's in my top 4 movies of all time. In the chat, you know. But Davey, I don't think you know, so I'll tell you. The Lion King. I used to quote that movie so much just because the first time I saw it, where Rafiki was holding up Simba as a little kid, I was like just memorized by it was a spectacle that I
Yeah.
was watching. I didn't think I was using that word as a kid, but now I'm thinking about it as an adult. That's the best word I can describe it. Back in the day, it was a spectacle. It was just so drawing into it, and for a movie to do that to you, that movie has to be special. And but I just loved it, and color, the songs, the storytelling, especially the score. Brad, the Hans, man.
Hey, absolutely.
Yeah, we're going September, dude. I'll tell you this, I'll cry. Once I hear that score of Pride Rock, I'm going to cry like a baby. Even though I almost
Bring
cried
your tissues.
today when they did the Mufasa death scene with the score. If they play that song, then yeah, we're going to be in trouble.
You're gonna be
But
crying, Birdie.
as I grew older, I appreciated films and all that, but the one that really got me into it, and Davey, I actually told you, kind of a similar question to this the other night of a movie that really impacts you. And this is the movie that impacted me, not only just like getting to know the horror community, but also just me as like wanting to know about film. That's The Conjuring, because I had the negative opinion for so long, like, oh, horror doesn't care about telling good stories. They're all about the blood, guts, gore, ooh, like that. Like they don't care about actually telling the good story. The Conjuring, and with what that family goes through, which I know is based off a true story, but you know how cinema is, they'll alter the story a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But still, the relationship with that family and the relationship between Ed and Lorraine Warren was just so like, okay, there's something here. This is actually a really good story. I like to learn more about this story and learn about what goes into making this story. And I did a lot of research behind it. It's just memorizing. It's just so great. And literally, like that's why I'm no, it's cliche, but The Conjuring really did change my life for all aspects of like getting new best friends, strengthening a best friend with my best friend right here. But more than anything, just my love for my new passion for horror movies, and like how even a horror movie can do so many incredible, correct things behind the camera, and just what makes it impactful in cinema. And so that's all I gotta say, man. So that is a great question.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
It had me thinking, man.
But man, what about you, folks? Oh, sorry, Brad. Did you have another one?
It was just a tough one to think of. But yeah, go ahead. I want to hear yours now. Dude.
Yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, say, Davey. Yes, that's that. What about you? Is there a particular movie that comes to mind?
Yeah, the big one for me is the original Evil Dead. It like I loved films my whole life. Jaws is probably my favorite movie, and probably saw it the first time when I was like 4 or 5.
Nice.
That was the first dipping of the toe into that kind of world, that excitement. I think you can call Jaws a horror, and you can also not, because I think the great thing about Jaws is that it's suspenseful, thrilling, dramatic, comedic, and horrific. It's every genre other than porn in one movie. But when I saw The Evil Dead, I realized just how creative they had to be, because they had this limited crew. I thought they were so inventive, and there was this ingenuity to how they achieved certain things that big studios could achieve, but they did with this incredibly limited budget. So I was a kid that grew up listening to punk rock bands. Shout out to like Face to Face and NoFX and Bad Religion and all that kind of skate punk from like the 90s. And when I saw Evil Dead, I was like, this is the punk rock of movies, because these guys have nothing and they're making their dream work. And I am like completely sucked in. So that was the one that sort of blew the doors off and was like, anyone can do, like, I mean, not, you have to have the artistic touch, right? And the technical know-how, but the idea that like 5 people could go out into the woods and make a movie that, you know, so much longer, you know, down the road could still impact people and move people. So that was the one that just got me thinking about it on a whole different level, for sure.
Hell yeah, man. And do you know what actually was kind of funny about that? I've just now really thought about this, how you, especially you said during that time, they had limited budget, a limited crew. Honestly, in a way, The Evil Dead could be considered they're like the first fan film that's ever been created, like for YouTubing and all that. Like, you know how YouTubers these days are making their fan films and all that.
Yeah.
The Evil Dead might have been the original one that started the whole thing.
It's probably not very much different, right? No craft services. You literally just found a cabin abandoned somewhere and decided to shoot
put
there.
a camera on a bicycle and ride through the forest and all that.
Yeah,
like,
the bicycle, and then I think they put it on like a couple 2x4s to create their own steady cam so they could run it and walk it through like the pond at the beginning. Just a whole bunch of, even there's that really simple shot of the camera going over the rafters, and every time a rafter passes, you just hear this boom, boom, boom. Like, that's just Sam Raimi being a total genius, right? And I mean, the sound design is incredible too. Like, that movie is like a classical piece that puts you through these peaks and valleys, these massive crescendos of screaming, demonic screaming, and then complete quiet after. Like, to me, even though the other films in the franchise technically look better, I'm one of those guys where it's like, I don't care how gritty the original one looks, it's still my favorite in the franchise, easy.
Yeah,
it's definitely my favorite.
I had a similar experience, and I almost thought about saying this earlier, but Saul was kind of the same way when it came out. It was, you know, it wasn't quite as low a budget or anything like that, but you had a couple dudes, a couple filmmakers, James Wan, Lee Winnell, get together and put this thing together on a very, you know, considerably low budget, and it ended up being one of the highest grossing franchises of all time. So yeah, it's I love seeing stuff like that, you know, very simple stories being told with little to no money, and what they're able to do with it. It's that's what makes it all so enjoyable to me, you know.
Yeah, I think it kind of breeds, the limitations sort of breed creativity. So sometimes when you have all the resources in the world, you watch a movie and you're like, well, that seems like, where's the heart? You know, it costs $300 million to make, and I walk out of it and I already forgot. And then you see a movie where people are kind of put in a corner and they actually have to like put their heads together, and you realize, I think another thing for me is like the teamwork aspect of a film is really cool too. Like, books are fun and everything, but with books, it's like a writer and an editor is pretty much it as far as figuring out what's going to go into the book. Whereas a movie, now we have like movies that have, you know, 1,000 people or so working on them. So it's a really cool example of how people can get along and achieve something really great together.
Yeah,
definitely.
Dude, man,
I really don't
want to let Davey go, man. Like, I'm having a great conversation right now. But
is there somebody else in the waiting room? I don't know.
We do not, but we want to get questions from the chat too. But Davey, do not worry though, because I will tell you right now, and this would be a great time to promote this real quick, just in case if anybody hasn't heard of it. Me and Brad are having a new podcast that would be coming soon. We will be starting this in May. It's Real Talk, is where we're going to bring on fellow YouTubers like Davey here. And we're going to talk. We're just going to have a real talk, a real conversation about movies, or pretty much just anything in life in general. So Davey, trust me on this. You are going to be a featured guest on this podcast, because I definitely want to keep diving more into what makes you, you. And don't worry, I'm going to take you out to dinner first. We're going to wine and dine before we interview you. So, you know, but Davey, we appreciate you for asking such amazing questions. So guys, best of luck trying to follow up to that. And David, before we let you go, I'm going to do you an honor. Great question. 500 subscribers. I got one more moonshot left in me.
Oh,
Hit it.
damn.
And I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it right now. Ash, you're
So-
on here, and this is the orange flavor. And Brad, Ash, the thing has not been opened.
Yeah, still sealed. Still sealed. Wow.
Well, is it
I have no idea
moonshine?
what
Is
this
that what
one-
that is?
It is moonshine. I don't know what it's going to taste like. It could taste like awful. I could throw up over my keyboard. We're going to find out all those questions right now. So,
I bet it'll
Davey,
taste
like-
pretty.
toast to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Be orange cream rubbing alcohol. It'll be great.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for you. It kills germs, Birdie.
Yeah.
On the way in and on the way out.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thanks so much for having me on. And I see a lot of people that are subs over at the channel, but if for whatever reason you guys haven't checked out what we do over there, a whole bunch of live streams, movie talk, a whole bunch of nerdy stuff, not too dissimilar to what the boys do here at Good Real Hunting, but definitely looking to like carve out our own space to to keep things interesting for sure. So come on by and check out what we've got. A whole bunch of new shows and collaborations in the future. I think Barry from Wolfman Got Nards just dropped that we're doing a top 10 zombie films of all time
That's amazing.
live stream that's gonna happen this Saturday. So it's his first live stream in like
Dude,
months.
you know how far over across the pond he is. So if he's
We had to really
take
plan
up
that out.
yeah, dude, that's a special guest appearance. So I'm happy for you.
And it's actually it'll be on his channel, and that is what blows
even
my
that's a
mind.
bigger dude. That's a bigger deal.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching Barry for probably since he first started, and been looking up to him for a long time. So it's incredible to see. I always talk about this on the channel. People are probably like, "Shut up, Davey," but it's so cool to see people in the community lifting each other up and just be willing to share that time and a little bit of that limelight. And it's flattering and encouraging when people see something in what we're doing over there and want us to take part. So really appreciate you guys all in the chat for just being my bud in the chat, and also being my bud over on the channel as well. So
nice.
It's great to connect with you guys, and really cool to spend a few minutes with you guys, Brett and Brad, for sure. I'm going to go do a bunch of dishes, but I'll listen to the rest of the show and hop in the chat when I can.
Be sure to post your links into the chat too of your YouTube page, and we'll sorry for that. Yeah, please do that. Don't ever feel like you can always promote on our channels because we're all on the same team at the end of the day. But again,
I always try to skate nicely with that one. I don't want it to be too offensive.
Oh, I know. And
try
trust
to
me,
pick my
I know that
spots.
from other channels. With us, that's not an issue at all because, again, we're all on the same team. But, Davey, thank you so much. Great question. Hang out with us. Almost dying on that orange shot. But you have a great night, and we appreciate you.
You too, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man. We'll see you again soon.
Dude. Yeah,
nice.
guys,
that was fun.
Good luck. Yeah. See, this is the stuff you could be having with your membership right now. So, like, what? Or as Mickey says, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Yeah, it's cool. I think it's gonna be cool to get to see a lot of people pop in like that. As we do these things, and if you're comfortable with it, if you have a channel, obviously you are because you do it all the time, and that was Davey's case, and he's a great dude, and looking forward to working with him again and doing other stuff with him. That'll be fun. Brady, you got any questions here? You got started up yet from the people in the chat?
No, I just want to make sure I didn't forget people because I knew we were having a great conversation. Fenderhoff, what's going on there? Fenderhoff, how are you doing? We got Denise. Denise, what's going on? Hello, everyone. How it going? It is going good. We got Ryan in the house. Ryan, what's going on, dude? How are you doing? We got Flopbuster. This is Tony. Tony, how are you doing? Tony, you are eligible for the call-in. So if you want to hang out with us and ask a question on air, you are more than happy to do so. Or if you want just to hang out in the chat or you got something to do, no worries at all. We just want to remind you that you got that as well for what Davey just. Damn, that moonshot, dude. And then Brother Fluffs goes, last time he drank that stuff, somehow he sent me a pic of his own dick. Brother
Fluff, you a pic of his dick.
That was a mistake. I'm sorry.
How'd you get that picture, Birdie? What kind of stuff you doing on the weekends?
A lot of stuff. Stuff I kind of don't even want to talk about. Brandon says that I don't have a question, buddy, but just want to wish you a happy birthday. Yeah, thank you so much. It is Thursday. That's why we're doing a show tonight. Trust me, there's nothing more in this world. I would love to do a birthday stream on my actual birthday on our scheduled times of Thursdays. But my greatest inspiration in life. Sorry, Brad, no offense to you. My real best friend in this entire world, my mom, has surprised me with a weekend getaway trip to Pigeon Forge, or my dumbass one time called it Pigeon Forge. That's a long story. That's a grammar thing. But yeah, I've been surprised with a good trip out of town starting Thursday after work. And so I'll be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be back Sunday to see Abigail and all that. But yeah, that's why we're doing the show tonight. But Brandon, thank you so much.
Dude, hell yeah, man. And yeah, we should be back on Thursdays next week. We're going to be dropping some reviews. We just recorded the Civil War review before this, and we're going to jump into it. We're going to fuck it. We're gonna do some reviews for the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Chicken fucker.
The Matt Reeves trilogy before the new film comes out. I just watched the trilogy. I think it's fantastic, man. So I got a much new appreciation for that trilogy than I did the first time I watched it. Beautiful films, man. Beautiful films.
And guys, we are starting your questions in the chat, and so keep adding them in. We're going to get to them. And Tony, running some errands. Otherwise, I'd love to. It's great listening thus far, dude. Thank you so much for listening in. And just know we're going to be doing more of these in the future. So maybe we'll get you on for the next one. Don't worry, you and Gabe, we're going to get you on the Real Talk podcast in the future.
Definitely,
it would be a killer conversation to talk with those guys. So that'd be awesome.
That'd be a lot of fun, man. As long as we get Gabe out of those tax situations he was running into.
Yeah, like that and Catholic buddies. Like, God, man. I saw him the other day. I'm glad we bailed them out. So I'm just glad all is well in the world. And Brad, before we get these questions, I kind of saw you being working behind the scenes there. Yeah, guys, like I mentioned, Brad went to a fictional world over the weekend. So, Brad, I'm going to let you have this time, and any more chat or questions that pop up in the chat, I will start and we will get to you. But I definitely want Brad to have this opportunity to talk about his visit. Brad, where the hell did you go?
Let's see if the people can guess. I actually had some more pictures, but they wouldn't convert
they
over.
Guessed in the chat, or they guessed on your Facebook post, man.
They did.
Let's see. Raymond, the king of games, freaking nailing it like always.
Let's start off here, right here. This is a picture here. Let's see who can get this. Anybody can figure out where this was, where they've seen this before.
That's a house.
Yeah, it is a house, Birdie. You know who lived there in this fictional world?
No, sorry, I was reading Napoleon Dynamite. Like, I remember when the girl shows up to Napoleon's house and she hands him a picture. He goes, "That's a girl."
Anybody in the chat, other than Raymond, of course, know where this house is from. I'll tell you the answer in a minute. I'm just curious if you can recognize it. I'm sure somebody can recognize it. I'm sure.
Brett. Let me find my guy. Let me find my dude. Where's the dude? There's the dude. Think we already got it already.
Yeah. Halloween. That is correct. This is from Halloween Ends. This was Lori's house in Halloween Ends. I went down to Savannah this weekend, and I drove around and looked at some of these Halloween Ends filming locations. This was one. Of course, the film was red in the movie, but they've since painted it. Brady, it's awkward as hell taking pictures of people's houses. Somebody lives there. Their car was in the driveway.
Dude, I bet they're so used to it.
You have to be, man. You live in Laurie Strode's house from Halloween. You're going to get pictures. You're going to get drive-bys. You had to do a little drive-by pic there. I don't know how long it stayed red, but I when I was looking up the addresses and stuff, it was still red whenever they did, the filming location pictures and stuff. But there's a couple other ones I got here too. This is a picture of where they did the.
Sorry, real quick. That's Adonis's house. Everybody knows that.
This is
with a bleh.
This is where they did the radio station from Halloween Ends. I actually went up to the window
Willie
here,
the
Bernie.
Kid.
Yeah, I went up to the Willie the kid's tongue was still in there in the window. It really was. There was a record. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, it was. But seriously, no.
And Darcy the mail girl's still in there, and also yo Adrian was in there. Yo, Adrian, how you doing?
Yeah, this is where they did the film, the radio station where they hanging up on the roof and stuff with the tower and all that. Of course, the tower's not there, but let's see, what is this? This is the gas station where Corey Cunningham gets bullied by the band geeks. There in the parking lot. Looks identical as it did in the movies, Bertie. This is
dude, yeah, that didn't change.
So this is across the street. Again, this gas station felt a little sketchy. And I learned out after the fact there was actually a homicide there once, but it was a little weird.
It was Corey.
Yeah, it probably was, man. He was like, so here's a kind of a closer shot, but it's Yeah, that's where they were hanging out by that ice maker up there after he got bullied. It was cool. I didn't get out of the car there. I thought I was going to die if I did, so I just stayed right there. What else
Good
we got
call.
here? We got
And real quick, we got Metallica's in the house. So what's going on, man? How are you doing? Long time no see.
yeah, welcome to the party, pal. Good to see you. This is, of course, the junkyard. Um, and this is kind of like the back entrance to it. And then here's where what you said when I sent this to you, Bertie, the best kill of the movie right here, man. This is like the entrance to the junkyard where they ran over that chick with the truck and blowtorched the face of the other dude. That shit was cool as hell. And then the truck dips down that way. So that was cool. And what else we got?
And Thomas asked you a question too as you're showing these pictures too. Was Halloween Ends filmed in Georgia? Was all of it?
I believe so. The only thing there was a lot of other places that popped up on the website that was in the Savannah area. I just didn't go to because it wasn't as recognizable as some of these other places. Like there were some other houses and stuff. The only thing like the bridge and the tunnel and stuff and the sewer.
Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, all that stuff was about an hour up the road and in the opposite direction that I needed to go. So I didn't go see it. That's the one thing I really wanted to see, but unfortunately it wasn't with all this other stuff. And the house,
the Pennywise is in there.
Yeah, the house from the beginning of the movie, it didn't pop up on the website. So I don't know where that was at, but it seemed like it was somewhere in the area though, because there was a lot of stuff that was very similar. I think I got, this is like the bar where they're having that Halloween party. And stuff, and like on the road, I have another picture of kind of the road where they're walking, but the bridge, like the tunnel and all that, it looks like it's just right next to this in the movie, but it's like an hour away. I think that's everything. But it was cool because
now, Davey, you were being so cool until you mentioned that you're an Ends defender. So
he went higher up in my book. I love Ends, dude. So for me, it was really cool.
That's a counter. That's a counter. That's a freaking like Thanos with the little balance thing. You know, that's balance right there. So you're still good in our book.
Yeah, for me, it was a really cool experience because y'all know I love the movie. I thought it was just a lot of fun and just a great, it was kind of a weird trilogy ending. I'll give you that, but in a nutshell, in a vacuum, I should say, because otherwise Birdie's going to do weird shit.
Hi, I'm in a nutshell.
I love the movie. I think it's cool as hell. But yeah, I wanted to see the sewer shit. A couple of, like the restaurant and stuff. Somebody asked about Corey Cunningham's house. I think that was over there somewhere, but I didn't go look at it because it wasn't super recognizable and whatnot. But yeah, it was cool just to see those spots. I had a little free time one day, so I went out driving around.
Hell yeah, dude. And I'm glad that you did. That's always cool visiting locations like that. And I definitely like to try to do more of that in the future, especially with one particular cabin that's an hour away from me.
Bert, if you come down here, we'll go out and see the Jason Lives location.
Dude, you need to take me to that all-girl university, man. That's what you really need to do.
We could do that. We could do the Jason Lives.
Yeah.
And we could also do Halloween 2, Rob Zombie Halloween 2. We could hit all three of those.
All right, please tell me it's the barn.
I think the barn, the house.
Let's go. I'm on my way, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I'm canceling my vacation,
hospital,
my mini vacation.
Haddonfield Memorial. So let's go check that shit out one day.
Dude, that'd be that could be a fun like live stream or just like cool YouTube shorts that we can do. So honestly, folks, Brad, that's so cool that you got to see all that, no matter how much I hate the movie. Except for Corey Cunningham's part. I love everything about that. Rest of it,
Which is like the whole movie.
Fuck you. So like I still, it's still awesome seeing sites like that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Buddy of mine went and saw the kills locations up in North Carolina?
Somewhere in North Carolina. Was it Charlotte? Like Ashton, you might know this. I think you're in the Carolinas somewhere.
Yeah, it was one of those.
But Brad, I know we took a call-in question. I know we took a left turn to Haddonfield. I think we need to get to the chat's questions because this is also a Q&A stream as well. So, Brad, I'm going to let you pick the first questions out of the ones that I start here. We're going to get to all four of them.
I like this one. Antonis asks, what horror movies made you guys love slasher movies, Bertie?
Oh, please. But I'll tell you right now, it's the one that I watched on Saturday to celebrate. Well, it's technically Saturday the 13th, but there was a big anniversary on Saturday the 13th, Brad, for April the 13th. So 40 years ago, there was a little movie that is known to me as the greatest slasher movie of all time, and that is Friday the 13th, Part 4, The Final Chapter.
Ooh.
And it turned 40 years old on Saturday, and I rewatched it, and man, just again, it's just everything was so top notch that you could not ask a slasher movie to do in that movie. Practical effects, great. The creativity, great. Characters, great. Core group of characters, great. Badass feeling, badass everything. So I am always going to say Friday the 13th, the final chapter. But to throw in another one that really should be the right answer to this, but for some reason the last 5 minutes ruins it for me, and that is A Nightmare on Elm Street as a perfect slasher movie as well. And Brad, before we get to you, we just saw Destiny's in the chat. So Destiny, how are you doing? Hopefully all is going well.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
So for me, it would be what I consider to be the best slasher movie of all time, and that would be Jason Lives. And I say that
Of course.
that's Friday the 13th Part 6. I say
Who won Slash It Out, Brad?
Yeah, hey,
Part
actually,
4 over Part 6.
did it though? I thought Jason Lives won.
It did. It was voted. I actually meant to tell you earlier, I did finish the Goodwill Index today.
Oh,
So
okay, nice.
we got all the record of every video we've ever done and how to research exactly what we did. And there's a Slash It Out episode, so you can check it out right now, where Josh Weaver from Camp Blood Media was the special guest on that channel. And 2 people tried to outbeat Friday the 13th Part 4, but you all decided that Part 4 was the best Friday the 13th movie. So suck it.
We'll have to do that one again. That was a long time ago. All right. Anyway, but yeah, it would be that. And I just think that's one of the most fun slashes of all time. It's perfect. The pacing, it never gets boring. It's endlessly rewatchable. But honestly, like realistically though, another one that you guys are gonna make fun of me for this, but I grew up watching the shit out of this movie, and it made me love the genre. And that's Freddy's Dead. I don't know why. Because I started watching these movies when I was like 6, and for me, I was drawn to that. And it just came out at the time too. It was new and whatnot. Now, granted, is it one of the best slashers of all time? Hell no. But as is, it put me in the right path because I had a fun with it as a kid, seeing Freddy Krueger do weird ass shit. Luckily, he didn't try to kill my ass.
Davey, if you're still in the chat, I am looking for a new partner on Goodwill.
I didn't say it was a good movie, Birdie. I'm just telling you that was something that I grew up watching all the time. I didn't say it was good, but it's one of those I had on quite often at the house.
But you know what? We'll get to that movie later on in the year. So that's a hint. Wink,
Hell yeah,
wink.
we are.
We will get to that movie later. Yeah. Thank you, Dana Banner. You came at a perfect time. First off, what's going on, buddy? But fuck, Freddy's Dead is the worst slasher movie of all time.
Actually, I would say the Nightmare on Elm Street remake is the worst slasher of all time.
Okay, you're going too far.
That's just me.
You are going too far. But someone said, who said it in the chat there? Yeah, see, Vanderhoff is 6 over 4.
I'll take 6 over 5.
Brendan the Beldum said Part 2 remains in his heart. So that's a good one. The remake, Fight Me. I am not a fighter. I'm a lover. But you know what? For this particular case, for Part 4, I might have to accept your challenge. Meet me in the octagon. Or Brad at Saturday Night Live says, I want Holyfield.
And you'll get in there and you'll say, let's see what this is about. Where the fuck is everybody?
Where the fuck is so? But no, that's awesome. I love the remake as well. It's such a great. And Davey says nothing is better than hearing Dave McCrae call Freddy a loser. And Freddy's dead.
He is though. He is. He's not Freddy. I fully acknowledge the movie sucks ass, and I believe it does. I don't really defend it, but it was one that I grew up watching.
Yeah, and I actually heard, and Destiny, we'll get to your comment real quick, but right before, I hear a rumor of when you opened up the DVD of Freddy's Dead, and there's the slip cover, if you open it up and look on the other side of that slip cover, guess what it says?
Freddy's dead?
You're fucked.
The map does too. Yeah.
Yes. So I just say, hey, that's just a rumor. Y'all let me know whether that rumor is true or false. But Destiny says, have you seen Madman? I remember that being the last drive-in episode, I believe, but that was when I got back late from a movie, so I only got to watch the other half of it. I want to go back to it because I do remember having a good time with it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that, so no.
Add it to the list, Brad.
To answer your question.
Well, actually,
put it on
I
there.
apologize. Jericho?
You just made the list!
Epic.
So, because I do love to do, I will absolutely love. Oh, hold on. Madman is one of the worst slashers out there. Okay, so are you kind of saying that I should not watch the other half?
Take it off the list, Birdie.
Okay, well, Jericho deadgummit, you bastard. But okay, so it's kind of funny that we're bringing up slashers right now because I love in the future for a future Fright Fight tournament, we determined the best slasher movie of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely got to do that. That'd
But
be a lot
that
of fun.
is and you know what? It could be this year's particular topic, but we're still under discussion on that. The only thing we discussed so far, what's going to be our summer slash tournament, because that has officially been decided. We just got to look over it when we get free time, and we got a new tradition under Jingle All the Sleigh and how that tournament will work in the future. But we'll let y'all know when it gets closer to that time what that new tradition is.
Yeah, hopefully it works out. We're looking forward to it. If it does, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Now, Madman, well, Brother Fluff is a madman. Behave. So, all right. So that was a good question. Brad, you want to pick another question?
Yeah, I can do that.
Do it, and then I'll pick the next two. And don't worry, we're gonna get to everybody's questions before we lock out here. So.
Blu-ray Addict asks, what's a great film that you guys never feel the need to rewatch?
Oh, and sorry, real quickly, Dan or Damn You. I love that remake. Well, I don't love it, but I really like that remake. So you hush. So, all right. What was that question again? I apologize for that.
It was from Blu-ray. He said, what's a great film that you guys never feel the need to rewatch?
Okay. What is a great film you guys never feel you need to rewatch? I'll tell you the genre, and then I'll tell you the movie. The genre is mystery. And here's why, okay? Because once you figure out what the mystery is, it's really hard to revisit that movie because you already know what's going to happen and what the mystery is. But I would always suggest to people a good, great mystery movie you could only watch twice, in my opinion. The first time for the shock value. The second time, trying to tie in all the clues that go into that shock factor and to see how quickly you can actually realize what the mystery is. But the best example I can give of that is Knives Out and like the Glasses of Onion. It's just like those mystery movies with Daniel Craig. They are phenomenal movies. They are great. I like the great cast, great story, good mystery. Keeps on getting you guessing left and right and not knowing what is going to happen at the end. They're all great, but as soon as you watch it, it's really hard to go back to it just because you already know all the answers.
You say Glasses of Onion?
Or Onion of Glass. I forgot what the name of it is. Okay, I took a shot of that moonshine, okay? Like, it's already affected me.
For me, I would say it's something probably like an American History X. You know, you're watching it. It's a fantastic movie. You're really into it. But then it's like, oh man, that's a really fucked up movie. I really don't want to watch it again. And you do. There's a few movies like that you watch and you're just really into it. Maybe you watch it every 10, 15 years or something. A lot of the like really kind of slow burn, like epic movies too, are kind of like that. Mm-hmm. That just, like a 3 hour, like, oh, this fucking movie's epic. But, you don't go watch it all the time because it's 3 hours or whatever. Would be another one. Probably something like Killers of the Flower Moon. It's a movie that I really loved, but I'm not going to watch it all too. I mean, I'll probably watch it again in 10 years, all right. Stuff like that for me.
And Flopbuster, I got your question. We will get to yours here in a minute. We just want to make sure we get everybody else's. And Brad, I think we totally got outmatched here because I absolutely agree with this answer because Destiny made me watch this for Back from the Dead before we talked about it, and I'm still terrified of this movie. Remember a little movie called Mother?
That's another one. No, that I don't. Oh, yeah, with Javier
Je-
Bardem and Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Yes, holy
Yeah.
yeah. I said that's the one I refuse to go back to, just because that movie disturbed me so damn much.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that. But along those lines, I would say maybe like a Rosemary's Baby. Like again, I watch it, fantastic, but it's long, it's slow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll watch it every few years, but it's a fucking awesome movie. Awesome movie.
Hell yeah. So let's see here. You picked two questions, and you know what? We'll get Tony's real quick, just because I love me a good comedy. Favorite comedies of all time?
Oh, for me, man, Dumb and Dumber, Dodgeball, probably like The Hangover.
We could play dodgeball.
Yeah, we can play Dodgeball. Those are a few of my favorites right off the top of my head, man.
Mm-hmm. Easily for me, my favorite comedy of all time is Liar Liar. Jim Carrey's movie, because that's like one of the few comedies out there that actually has like a good life lesson to all like fathers out there, and it's such a great movie. It really is. And plus, I could quote that movie until like from beginning to end. Just that, especially
Yeah, oh
that
yeah,
elevator
yeah.
scene. It's fantastic. It's like, oh, everybody's so nice here. It's just welcoming. Yeah, it's because you got nice jugs. I mean, your boobs are huge. I mean, I want to squeeze them. Mama. Dude, it's so great. Yeah, Danner, that's another great one. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I can quote that movie a good amount of time. Like, even randomly, I even saw a TikTok video of a guy asking a girl to prom, and he rode in on a fake horse, and the guy in the background doing the coconuts. And going, where the hell did you get them coconuts? Like, oh, it's so great. Raymond, yes, The Hangover, that is a great one. One of my favorite theater experiences, top 5, is actually The Hangover, where me, my mom, my brother saw it, and I was laughing so hard I actually went to the floor of the theater. I was laughing that hard, and I embarrassed the hell out of my mom and my brother during that.
Did you find any popcorn down there, Birdie?
I found all the butter that I spilled from my bag of popcorn. And what do we got here? Desi says Bridesmaids. I have not seen that one, but I always hear great things about that one. Oh yes, Blu-ray. Because I see the American Pie series, love it, and Super Bad. I love. Oh, and 21 Jump Street. I love those three movies as well.
Those are good. Tommy Boy's a good one too. Need a little wind here. Yeah.
Black Sheep, little co, little co, little.
It's not exactly how the line goes, but I like your version.
It's been a
too.
while.
I like Fat Guy and a Little.
Oh, Talladega Nights and Step Brothers. Yeah, I love me a good Will Ferrell comedy. Trust me, throw Will Ferrell in my face, I will love his comedies. Oh,
like Will Ferrell movies,
the other guys like Gator playing no shit. Gator never been about that.
I'm not a Will Ferrell fan really at all. For the most part, I like Elf okay. I like Elf okay, but I don't like. I really wasn't a big fan of Step Brothers or Talladega Nights. They just feel a little too dumb for me. But
that's all Will Ferrell's thing, though, is him being dumb. So
I know. A lot of people love his ass. Most people do.
Man. And we got Spaceballs too. I love Spaceballs. Elf annoyed you? Damn. See, I'll tell you a story. One of the two girlfriends I've ever had in my life, the first date I've ever had was I took, and this is actually my second girlfriend, because the first date I ever had got canceled immediately. So that should have already been a sign I'm cursed for life. But the first ever date I had with my second girlfriend, we went to go see Elf. So that movie always holds near and dear to my heart, because that was the first date I've ever been on. And that was honestly the last date I've ever been on. So take it what you will on that. So that's funny. And Aaron Click, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Finally had time to go to the theater and see the first Omen. Dude, great choice if you're going back to the theater. 100%. We got a review up on our channel if you want to hear our thoughts about it.
But overall, we loved it. And
yes, one of the best horror movies of the year.
Yeah, get out there, check it out, man. It's one of the best ones I've seen in a minute. And man, never thought a prequel to The Omen this day and age would be good. But that one was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And I actually hear, Brad, that Immaculate is coming out, I think, this week on VOD.
Love it. Love to hear it. That's great
and
news.
comes out in June for Blu-ray and all that. So just letting y'all know, be on the lookout. Oh, and also too, me and Shutter did talk about them giving me a birthday movie. Say, Brett, any movie you kind of want? Oh, it's out today. Oh, thank you. Thanks for looking out. So Immaculate actually came out today. Yeah, actually that makes sense. It's Tuesday. That's when releases happen. So yeah. So I think you're absolutely spot on.
Another great flick, though. Immaculate was. That was another doozy. That and the first one were very similar, dude. They had a lot of the same beats, but they were different enough, obviously, at the for different parts of the story. But
oh yeah, and yeah,
a lot of fucked up memories this year, Birdie.
Yeah, Davey, that's where I actually was getting at. Me and Shutter talked, and they told me to pick a movie to release this Friday in honor of my birthday. Late Night with the Devil is that particular movie. So that's the movie I forced Shutter to Nah, I'm kidding. They don't give a shit what I think. But Late Night with the Devil does come out this Friday on Shutter, and that's a good segue, too, because me and Brad are going to be reviewing that son of a bitch. So be on the lookout for that review.
Yeah, I can't wait for it, man. Really looking forward to it.
Because that's my favorite horror movie of the year so far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, so yeah.
Abigail comes out Friday, Bert.
Yeah, and Abigail.
Thursday,
yeah,
guess,
so Destiny, you got a busy weekend or a busy week with horror movies. You got 3 movies you need to watch this week, which I'm sad because I don't get to see Abigail until Sunday.
Yeah,
I refuse to take my mom to a horror movie. She cannot do horror movies, so.
It's going to take me a bit. I mean, but Abigail's going to be, it's a horror movie, but it's going to be more fun. It's going to be more
even like the simplest horror movie she can't do. I tried to show her Halloween 2018 and she got scared.
Well, this ain't, again, ain't going to be like that. This is going to be like Ready or Not. It's going to be, I think it's going to have the same kind of tone as that. It's going to be more fun, I think, than it is scary.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I'll try to convince her again. But also, there's a new action movie that comes out on Friday too, and we might go see that because she's an action fan. It has Henry Cavill in it.
Nice.
Let's see here. Gotta run. Gotta do family stuff. Have a great night, everyone. Brother Flood, thank you so much, man.
Enjoy the family time, man.
Yeah. And Brad, actually, question for you. And then we'll get back to questions. I apologize. I just keep on seeing good comments here. I want to always make sure we address them. Yeah, Brad, have you seen Twin Peaks before?
Negative, but I have heard of that one. So
yeah, I've been hearing good things, and I've been following the Destiny's experiences with Twin Peaks, and it sounds like a bumpy ride, but in the best way possible.
I've been to the restaurant, Birdie.
Oh, dude, we've been to the restaurant. Good wings. And the beer is always automatically 32 or below. If it's not, you get your beer for free.
Wouldn't it be frozen? But anyway, I'm just kidding.
Oh, and also Holly joined us too. Let me get Holly's. Hello, everybody. Yeah, good evening, Holly.
Bundy. Good to see you. Yeah. I like the flatbreads over at Twin Peaks, man. Those shits are good.
I love the mozzarella balls. Where it's like the cheese stick, but in the ball form. Okay. Yeah, I kind of walked in myself into that one. So, but Tony, I know we got far left field and all that. Tony, Flopbuster, thank you so much for the great question. And let me get another one here. Yo, Adrian, let's get your question here. Favorite body horror movie? Actually, I need a list.
Probably gonna have to go with The Fly for that particular category. I would say, right?
That might end up being mine. So I want to double check here.
Let's see.
Oh, bro. I'll tell you the most fucked up one I've ever seen before, but because it's the first movie that popped up.
Oh, Titane?
Yeah, Titane. Titane. Holy shit.
That movie was fucked up. Dude.
Oh, I'll tell you mine right now. It's Cabin Fever.
Yeah, that's a good one too, man. I like Cabin Fever a lot. Actually, I probably do like that. And Malignant as well. If it's on here, it's on the list, I think. I guess that counts. I'll tell you what it is not, Birdie. That's Crimes of the Future.
Yeah,
it's not
that. Fuck that. Did you finally join us on that train that it's not as good?
I never said it was good. I wanted you guys to go fucking see it so you guys would have to suffer it too.
Yeah. Luckily, Chris bought me like 2 24 can Trulies to give for that movie because it was awful.
I would never watch that one again.
No. And here's the deal. Kristen Stewart couldn't even save that movie. Seeing Ladell, like what's that blonde chick's name from Spectre?
Léa Seydoux.
Yeah, Sadu, even her titties couldn't save us from that movie. Nothing can save you from that movie. It's not good.
Yeah,
And here's the deal. I know Robbie's going to join in the chat here in a minute. Our boy Robbie Sobel, he'll defend that movie once this word gets out because he loves that movie. But he's a Cronenberg fan.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I don't know, man. If upgrade counts, that would be probably my favorite though.
Which one?
Upgrade from Lee Winnell. That one, fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
could kind of count that one because of based off the plot and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it was on the list online, but I don't know what the criteria is specifically to squeeze into that. It's not really that much of a horror movie. I guess it is a little bit, but it's yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, the leg shaving scene for Cabin Fever. Yeah, like what? Yeah, that's good thing I'm a guy and I don't have to shave my legs. Like, dang gum.
Yeah. Well, you have to shave your face though. That'd be even worse on your face.
Yeah, oh god, Hellraiser's another great one. Not only is that movie about lust, but it's definitely body horror as well.
Oh, for sure. That's a good pick. That's a good option. Brandon picked Clown. Dude, that movie was fucked up, man.
I have not seen that one, but I've heard disturbing shit.
Yeah, it's a fucked up movie, but it was.
Yeah, that Tony Khan from AEW. He's such a clown. So I'm telling you. Oh yeah, I had to get my AEW shot in there somewhere. Does American Werewolf in London count?
Yeah,
in a way, I say that counts because you are transforming your body into a werewolf. So I think technically it's like a comedy creature feature and technicality. But really, if we think about it, kind of like you just said with the transformation scene, I have no objections to that. Because here's the deal. If you turn from a human to a fly and that's body horror, you got to count this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think absolutely. The same rules apply, Birdie.
Yeah, exactly. So we got balance out. Like once we create rules, we have to follow those rules. So
yeah, definitely.
So hello. I always like to hear the most disgusting movie I've ever seen. Contracted.
I haven't seen this one.
Or wait a minute. Or was it Tusk? Like,
Tusk, yeah.
Because Tusk is never good. I find that more funny than disturbing. I know it's not supposed to be that way, but I have fun. But damn, poor Justin Long. But very good question on that. So Brad, I just picked 2 questions, so you get to pick the next 2.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go.
Adrian, we'll get your second question, but we want to make sure everybody gets a turn.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let's see what we got. Looking for stars, Birdie. I'm looking for stars here.
We got 5 stars, baby.
Where are they
Check
at?
the stars section. And for the 25 people, thank you so much for watching. And just to let you all know, too, you guys have been killing it for us right now. Y'all have been awesome. And we have been pretty much the best flow of our channel we've ever had in our 3.5-year term of doing this channel is because of you 25 people watching and the people watching after the fact. So thank you. I want to be sure I address you guys.
Absolutely. Chester, what was the worst horror slasher remake you guys didn't like at all? You guys know I'm saying Nightmare on Elm Street. I've already said it. 100%.
Actually, let me look up at that remake list because I'm pretty sure that that list we had had it. I just want to look it up real quick. Oh, I'll go ahead and tell you right now. It's Black Christmas 2019. Fuck that movie.
Oh yeah, I guess that counts too. But I would still say, I would venture to say, Nightmare on Elm Street's worse though.
Yeah, there's that one. I'm still looking at this list here that we did on the tearing it up. No, nothing else because we didn't include some of the other ones that are probably far worse. Yeah, Brooke, I always hear about the Fog remake is terrible.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah, so okay, yeah, we're definitely getting fog hatred. So, Brad, remember that as I was working on the index earlier today, I noticed a little series we used to do called Survivor Series. Do you remember that?
I do.
Do you remember when I beat you in the second Survivor Series?
No, I don't remember that.
And you have not watched the movie I told you to watch
Yeah,
for a solo watch party for part as punishment, since I had to
I
do
don't.
Jeepers Creepers 4.
I don't know what you're talking about, Birdie.
Yeah, I could pull up a clip. I'm not scared.
I don't know what you're talking about, Birdie.
Remember the Fog remake? Fat people are hating in the chat.
I do.
You better watch yourself. So just saying, Birdie don't forget. So yeah, we're getting a lot of them here. Damn, Chester says a Child's Play remake. Oh, come on. It's not that bad.
I thought the Child's Play remake was pretty good. But
It
Nightmare
was
on Elm
good
Street,
for what it wanted to do.
But I'm with you on that Nightmare on Elm Street, though, Chester. I don't
No,
like that.
I'm just not. I'm not acknowledging that fact. So no way. So
I don't like it. I don't like the feel of it. I don't like the touch of it. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like any part of it, dude.
The texture.
The texture. I don't love the texture of it either. I don't love it.
Oh man. But so let's see here. In my turn?
Your turn now.
We did a question from Blu-ray, didn't we, earlier?
Think so.
I want to think we did. But yeah, Raymond, sorry, he had a question a while back. We need to get to him. So Raymond, I apologize for that. And so then Brad will go next. Damn. Okay, sorry. I saw a text that I'm getting screwed on a birthday dinner on Sunday. So thanks. So anyways, Raymond says, "Hey Brett and Brad, have you heard of Steve Buscemi has joined Wednesday season 2, and Catherine O'Hara is apparently joining The Last of Us." That's very intriguing, just to see what Catherine O'Hara has to do in The Last of Us season 2. But Steve Buscemi, I actually talked to Brad about this before we went live on air. Steve Buscemi joining the Wednesday cast is a great choice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bertie was talking before this show that, yeah, he told me about that. And I agreed with him. He said that Steve Buscemi always steals the show. I agree. He's a legend of the game, man. So yeah, I love that. I still haven't seen the first season of Wednesday, so not particularly like excited about it. But the Last of Us thing, Catherine O'Hara, yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. I didn't know that was happening either.
So I'm excited for both. So Raymond, thank you. It wasn't really a question, but it could lead up to a question of how excited we are. So Raymond, thank you for that. And Brad, I put you 2 good comments that I saw as questions. One of them I saw you did TikTok on if you want to actually pick that one, but it's your turn. You pick whichever question you want.
Let's go with Zodiac Z. He said he's asked
I saw that one.
He said, if you guys were a film, what would you be rated? I'd be NC-17 for strong, vulgar language, abhorrent drug use, graphic violence, and some sexual/nudity. Bertie, I don't know. For me, I don't think I'd be rated too crazy. Maybe PG-13. I mean, there's parts of my life. Yeah, I mean, there's parts of my life that would, yeah. But besides those, yeah, probably like maybe a PG-13 for me. I'm a pretty tame guy, but I get kind of crazy from time to time. I dropped the occasional F-bomb. Fuck, I just did it. Damn. So
watch your fucking mouth.
It happens. But usually I'm pretty well behaved. I think in general.
Until you fall off the wagon, but or the I call it the imaginary wagon. But let's see here. Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. I'm definitely rated R because I'm kind of like pretty much a character based off of any Rob Zombie movie because of my mouth.
Yeah, you see. Well, that's true. It depends on what setting I'm in. It does. Some settings I could be as low as a G, and others, I could be in that R territory as well. Just depends.
Yeah. So, good question there, Zodiac Z. Let's see here. Okay. Let me have that comment. And Brad, I'm going to pick this question just for you because, again, you created a TikTok of this earlier. And I know you definitely want to kind of talk about it. Desi asked, most recent book you've read? I
like that. Pet Cemetery for me. Just finished it today, actually. I did do a TikTok, quick little review about it. Man, what a fucking book that is, man. That shit, if you guys haven't read Pet Cemetery and you've only seen the movie, dive into that thing. You're going to be blown away by just how much better the story is. For story, it's already great. Check that out, man. It is gut-wrenching. It is everything. Puts you in some fucked up places. but man, you'll just be glad that that you're not in the book at the end of it. That's all I'll say. You'll be glad that you're not one of those characters for sure.
And I don't read. So I was because I was made to lead, not to read. Which movie, guys? If y'all know that quote. But I'm not much of a reader. But I did promise my buddy Brad over here I try to start do audiobooks after all of the WrestleMania season is done, and there's not much wrestling on podcast wise. I might try to go into the audiobook world and see if there's anything I can get out of it. And then feeling the one I want to do the most is The Shining and Doctor Sleep with those audiobooks. So that's going to be my first plan. And then I'm going to go into Pet Cemetery. And then I like to go to Carrie because I'm sure there's a lot about Carrie that wasn't really put into a movie. So that I think that could be a fun one.
And Dr. Sleep's read by Will Patton. That's a wonderful.
See, I gotta listen to my boy Will Patton, man. And Brad Desi did ask, did you cry?
I honestly almost did. I was so the thing I was driving, when I was listening to it, but dude, it's fucking emotional, man. Especially when you have a kid now, especially one that's like 2 years old almost. Oh man, I just wanted to fucking get home and never leave again, basically, as that was coming up. But yeah, it was definitely it had me right on the fucking like you said, the last 100 pages or so. It was just a constant state of just depression, honestly. It was crazy.
Hello, I did not know this, Rosie, my dear. A lot of audiobooks on YouTube for free. Ooh, Brad, we might need to create a public library on our channel for that.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. I know Spotify's got pretty much everything on there.
Yeah, Rosie, you got a great idea. You know what happens when we have a great idea on this channel?
You just made the list.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Absolutely. That's cool, man. Because I actually have Misery up next. Braden was here the other night. We did the out. He was talking about it. I said, "Fuck it, I'll try it out." I'm on a wait list for it. But I'm next up, so I should have that pretty. That'll probably be the next one I jump into. Prior to Peasants, where it said, "Yep." This was interesting. If anybody saw Silo, I read the first book. That's the TV series on Apple TV with Rebecca Ferguson. I did the first book in that trilogy called Wool. That was good too. If anybody's read it, it was solid, decent. I'm looking forward to the other two.
Yeah, and Holly said Pet Cemetery hits different when you become a parent. Was that the case with you?
Oh, 100%. It's always been brutal. But everything was just 100%. I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to come home, pick my kid up from daycare, and never let her go anywhere again. I mean, it was
Especially don't let her allowed on roads.
Yeah, definitely not the road.
Brad, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Wouldn't that be the truth?
What movie, guys? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I think they might get that one.
And gummit. Oh, and the answer to my other one, I was elected to lead, not to read. That came from the Simpsons movie. And then Zodiac C, gummit, just when I'm trying to get out of wrestling, you bring me back in. Damn it. Because I love everything wrestling, so that's just good and all that. And Sebastian joined us too. What's going on there, Sebastian? How are you doing? And Destiny, thank you for a great question as well, because I know Brad's been in a reading mindset, so I knew he appreciate that question. Yeah. And Raymond, you are correct. It's Back to the Future.
Nice. Yeah, I figured somebody was going to get that one.
So, Brad, you're up. Go ahead and pick a question for us.
I think I had one a second ago.
We're almost at a point of needing to speed through these questions too. So,
yeah. I think there was one that popped up a minute ago that kind of along these same lines. Let's do Veronica here. Which horror franchises need to be done making movies? For me, Paranormal Activity. They milked all that cow's milk. Is that a phrase? I think I don't know.
I don't know, but it's funny as fuck.
They milked that for all it's worth. Probably around Paranormal Activity 3, and they've made I don't know how many since, but they should just fucking end the shit out of that franchise.
Mm-hmm. Franchise that pretty much needs to die here. I'll go ahead and tell you, because technically you could call this a franchise. And Brad, I had to address you on this too, because I'm actually glad all this. And Children of the Corn Blu-ray is a great answer as well. But mine would have to technically, on the technical level, has to be Pet Cemetery. After what they fucking did with Bloodlines, which Brad, I'm not even sure why the hell you spent your time watching that movie.
How'd you know? Because I logged it.
Yeah, I fucking stalk you on Letterboxd. I always gotta make sure what kind of reels you're hunting, and right now you're hunting for bad reels. What's going on?
Well, I was reading the book, so
I like that's fair. But Brad, how much did you hate that movie?
Well, the thing is, the book's actually, or that movie's based on something that happens in the book, and a lot of the stuff you see in that is talked about in the book. It just wasn't well done. The story, the Timmy Baterman story, I was really interested in seeing. That's why when I figured out that's what the movie was, I was like, oh, that could actually be interesting. I didn't think it would because everybody said it sucked ass, and it does. But it could have been good if they would have done it a different way. It did have had our boy in there as the dad, though, from all of Mike Flanagan shit. I don't know why he signed up to do that movie, but it wasn't really well done, Bertie. It wasn't well done.
No, it's just it didn't need to be made. It's like, what was it, Brad? That the story is they took like a short story within the world of Pet Cemetery. It was an hour and 40-minute movie. Like, what if you have to really dig that deep into like making a movie? Probably there's a little innerness inside of you that's just saying, "Go fucking do it." You shouldn't fucking do it. That should have never become a thing.
I think the story itself could have made a good movie. Just based on how it's described in the novel, but that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
We're in charge, fan. Yeah, sign me up all day. Anything that man does, I'm going to watch it. Which, trust me, lately I've been stalking the hell out of his letterbox.
Yeah, who? Mike Flanagan?
Yeah, of course I have to. I got to see what the man, myth, and the legend has to say on Letterboxd. So
nice, man. Hell yeah, I didn't know he had one.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'll send you his link.
Nice.
And Brad, you can answer this one real quick because we were just on that subject. Just as a reminder, what book are you going to read next?
I think it's going to be Misery. It's probably going to be Misery. I also have, like I said, the second and third movies in the Silo trilogy or books. I have those on hold as well, but it's probably going to be Misery.
Hell yeah! So, Brad, you picked that question, didn't you? Or you picked the franchise, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay, great. And fuck it, I'm still on the wrestling mindset, so I gotta keep talking wrestling any chance I get. Who's your favorite childhood wrestler? My childhood wrestler was Triple H, all because he did that stupid water thing. So I always went on the lake, chug me a Mountain Dew. Every time with Mountain Dew, not with lake water, not with regular water, because we all know what's inside lake water. I always did with a Mountain Dew, and I just did as a kid. I just loved Triple H do it, or as Eugene says, he just loves to play games. So my childhood favorite wrestler is Triple H. My real favorite wrestler of all time is CM Punk.
Mine's for both answers is Shawn Michaels. Yeah, he was when he came back from his injury and then came back I really started. I mean, I was probably 12. Really was into his storyline and everything. So yeah, it was always Shawn Michaels.
And from what I heard on that theme song too of Shawn Michaels, it was Holly, sexy boy.
I'm not your boy toy.
Boy toy. Like Holly, we know it's you, so we know.
Yeah.
We know things, Holly. But Holly, great question. So Brad, next question if you want to pick one.
Yeah, let's see what I can find.
And Raymond, we're going to save your question for last just because I know your first one we put up wasn't really a question. You actually got us a question, but we want to save it for last because we still need to get to some of the people who haven't gotten the turn yet.
Yeah, I wanted to get to Danner's because I don't think we've answered one of his.
Yeah, Evan, Ryan, I'm going to get to yours next because I know you've been waiting patiently.
He said, "What's your favorite so bad it's good movie?" I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Danner's going to be mad at me with my answer.
What is it?
Technically, on a technical standpoint, Kung Pao Enter the Fist is a bad movie for most people. For me, I adore that movie. That's one of my childhood movies growing up. But even I do acknowledge it ain't what we call cinema. But I just love that movie to death. I don't care. Like I'll be like maybe the one person out of the entirety of Letterboxd that would give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's I think I might just kind of go back and say like Freddy's Dead. You know, it's just that's like that's what I'm thinking of. It's top of mind. I talked about it earlier. Again, it's just it's not good and it really sucks. But you know, when you're watching it, you're actually pretty entertained. Like it's like, yeah, you got to separate this from the rest of the franchise, but it's not boring, and it's so fucking goofy and weird. And there's actually some cool kills in it. And it makes you chuckle a couple times. So I'd probably have to say that for now because I was talking about it earlier and I'm thinking about it. But there's probably a better example out there.
Yeah. So, Danner, I know that's why I'm changing my question or I'm changing my answer because one did pop up in my head. It's probably the most generic one, but I'm going to say it because I kind of now feel like a piece of shit for including Kung Pao. So, it's a little movie called Trolls 2. Have you ever heard of that one, Brad?
I've heard of it. I've never
It's
seen
one
it.
of
I
the
never will.
best, worst movies of all time. It's so bad it's entertaining because they go into this town called Noggengob. It's pretty much goblins spelled backwards. But there's no fucking goblins in the fucking movie.
Interesting.
It's fucking hilarious with how fucking bad this movie is. And plus, I'm sure you saw the meme all the time going, they're eating her. And then they're going to eat me.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh my God. Like that came from Trolls 2.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't think I'd be watching that.
I think we might. That would be a fun drink along watch party because of how bad it is. But anyways, though, Neil Bog. That's what it's called. It's Neil Bog. Thank you, Danner.
Nice. Yeah.
So, all right. Sorry, trying to get there.
Neil Bog.
All right. So, there's that one. Ryan, let's get to yours. Brett and Brad, who's your favorite actors and actresses? Ooh, this is a tough one.
Man, right now it's Jake Gyllenhaal, Tom Hardy on the actor side, probably. Tom Hardy would probably be up there.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly though, there's a few that I've always loved Leonardo DiCaprio too, and he's still busting out crankers. Cillian Murphy, man. Oh, damn, man, that's a Peaky Blinders to making a movie, Birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be really good. I love him a lot. Actress side, I probably, I'm a fan of Emily Blunt. Still am.
And Brandon, thank you for that. I got that question starred.
I love Florence Pugh. I love, these are all like just pretty generic answers, I feel like, because that's probably what a lot of people would say. But, Anya Taylor-Joy as well. All the people we've been seeing that he's kind of started in horror. Now they're getting all these other like bigger roles, like Florence Pugh is with Furiosa, or not Florence Pugh, but Anya Taylor-Joy is with Furiosa.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, great, fantastic performances too, man. I think, honestly too, Scarlett Johansson's pretty good too. She's not bad.
Yeah, she's coming out with a new. I think they announced her coming out with a new movie, and she's also going to be the next Jurassic Park movie as well.
That could be good.
Ooh, Brad, what about Emily Blunt? Did you mention her name? Because I know how much of a fan you are.
Yeah. She was my first one.
Okay, I just want to make. I figure you did as much. I'm just trying to pay attention to a whole bunch of things right now. Because Happy Sanjo's in the chat. You've been a member, so I know. So you're still good. So what's going on there, Happy Sanjo? Hope all is well.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, my favorite actresses, I could just tell you two instantly or I could technically tell you three, but the two main ones right now is Anya Taylor-Joy and Florence Pugh, because I think anything they touch right now turns into golden reels. I think that's how great of workers that those women are, and they're just doing some of the best work of their career as of right now. And then the number one for a girl is Haley Steinfeld. I think she's criminally underrated. I think she needs more bigger roles to do in Hollywood right now, because I think she'll knock them out of the park. For actors, there's not really an actor that just stands out to me like immediately. Cillian Murphy did awesome, so I probably right now will say Cillian Murphy is one of those good ones. But really, another one I just thought of one, Ryan Gosling. I think he's doing some amazing work right now too.
He is, man. I'm hit or miss with him, man. Sometimes he's very like.
Oh, and I'm going for Jesse Plemons. And if you watch one of our reviews that's coming out soon, you'll know why.
Jesse Plemons is a G, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and once I mentioned Cillian Murphy, look who's back. I'm joking, so you're good. And Chester, see you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Willem Dafoe, got to be on
William
there.
Dafoe is such a
Willem
good
Dafoe?
one.
Yeah,
I know I'm missing an obvious one. There's just so many of them, so it's really hard to go wrong with it. But Ryan, good question. And then Brad, let's get these two, and then we'll do rapid fire on the last three. Or let's just do rapid fire because we're about to enter the hour and a half mark. So these are just going to be our rapid fire rounds. So we're going to stop questions right now. We appreciate you all asking questions throughout the entirety of the night. You all are awesome. So let's speed round it. And I'm just going to go from our star list, Brad, from up to down.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is for Ashen. What do you want to see and not want to see in the Crystal Lake series? We'll tell you the quick answer, but I did the index today, and we done a video on this when the news first broke out of what we expect for the series to do. So if you want to go back and watch that video, it is there for you. But Brad, any quick thoughts on this?
Yeah, I want to see a Pamela Voorhees origin story. What I don't want to see is the same stuff we've always seen, the same classic formula. I want to see it kind of be a real good story that's told.
Real good story. I like that. But no, I'm with you, Fo. I want a Pamela. I was about to say Pamela Anderson. Sorry, I saw that news earlier about Pamela Anderson being the remake of Naked Gun. That's the most random ass thing I've ever seen. Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson. What the fuck are they thinking with that movie? I'll give the bastards credit. I'm interested, but yeah, I definitely want a Pamela Voorhees origin story. I think that's the one story we have not gotten with anything Friday the 13th. I think it's just deserved to do that, and I like to even dive more deeper into Mr. Voorhees as well for my answer, because I like to get to learn that character a little bit more too.
Nice.
So. All right. Thank you, Ashton. Next question is from Aaron Click. Brad and Brightman, have either of you done legal edibles like Delta 8 or whatnot? I plead the fifth.
No.
Yeah, that's sorry. How about no? But no, we have not, Aaron Click. If we did, we'd be in trouble. So
he did say they're illegal though. So
yeah. But I know, though, but still, someday they could make it illegal. But I don't fucking know. I just don't do it. But anybody who does, good for them. Raymond says, "What's your favorite death in the Final Destination series?" Damn, I hate to answer this question right now because I know this would be a fun video to do later on.
Yeah, I mean, the first one that pops in my mind. It's not the official answer for me, probably, but I'd say that gymnastic one where that lady's spine.
Damn it, that's what I was gonna go with too. It's a perfect landing, dude. 10 out of 10. I told her, and it's my fault, though, because I did tell her to break a leg before she went out there.
Touche.
Yeah, so sorry. So there's that one. So thank you so much. Desi, Brandon called this one Desi, so we're sorry we missed another good question because Brad loves a good sitcom. So Brad, what's your favorite sitcom?
Seinfeld.
Damn, I remember that too. So Seinfeld's a great one. For me, I'm going to say How I Met Your Mother, because I can actually legitimately see myself as playing Ted Mosby. I don't know how I did that. Anyways,
if I did this, Steve Austin would just pop up and give you a dozen fucking.
We're here the glass break. That would be so fucking hilarious, dude. But see, I see myself as Ted Mosby, and I can see Brad as being Marshall, and our buddy Chris being Barney Stinson.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So hey, that's okay. That means your wife is Lily, so you got a good end of the stick there. So even though she's Robin Shabosky,
Yeah,
ask her if
yeah.
y'all want to go to the mall this weekend.
I'll do it. Let's go to the mall today.
So that's a good question there. And then Sebastian, you have not asked us a question, so we're saving your question for last, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up to a nice little bow, and we'll do some post promoting and get y'all out of here. Sebastian asked us, "What's your all's favorite subgenre in horror?"
I'd say psychological horror, probably. If that's an answer, I think that's an answer.
It'll do. It definitely is. The Lighthouse, even The Witch, I consider a little bit psychological.
Yeah, I like the stuff that gets in your head. I would say that probably.
Well, I'm going to say slashers all day long. But anything slasher related, no matter how bad the plot is, I'm going to go watch it just because I'm mainly there for blood, guts, and gore and creativity. That's the thing why I love slashers the most. It's just the creativity that has to be included in that. Just to challenge people to do something that's never been done before. And trust me, out of all the years in making horror movies and making slashers, it's kind of hard these days to do something so creative. So just seeing even now, like how the last 2 years, really the last 3 years, we've been getting horror movies, Brad. Slashers are back, baby, and they're more brutal than ever.
Hell yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, and I would say an honorable mention one as well for me for horror movies. I've always been intrigued with anything paranormal or ghosts because to me those type of movies can tell a really good story if you have the right cast and script for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so all right, Brad, those are all of our questions. So guys, you kicked ass as always. So let's say what's coming up on the channel here. Next week we will be back on our regular day of Thursday with a fun watch party because we can't stop saying one particular quote. Brad, what is that thing we're doing?
What's this about? We're doing a Roadhouse watch party next week. The remake actually. We're just gonna have some fun, kick back, enjoy that to the best we can, and looking forward to it, man. We're gonna see Conor McGregor.
Hell yeah. And what else are we going to be doing here soon for our Patreons and YouTube ship members?
That's going to be a Trimmers watch party, man. Brooke picked this out. We're going to be doing that towards the end of the month, last week of the month. Really looking forward to that as well. That's going to be open to tiers 2 and 3 on Patreon.
Hell yeah. And then we've been mentioning reviews on this channel, so you could be on the lookout for the Civil War review as early as tomorrow around, I would say around noonish is where you can expect the official drop of this review. This is a fun review that we shot. And yeah, and just know when you are watching this and you want to leave a comment, because always leave a comment in a review always helps out with the evil algorithm. Just and I say this at the end of the review too. Just make sure, just keep politics out of it, please. Because I almost had to ban somebody, or not ban, but delete the comment the other day in terms of Civil War. So please leave the politics out of it, because I really don't want to give the boots to people.
Yeah, we're not here to do all.
Yeah, because that's one of our rules is no politics.
Yeah, we're not about that.
So. And then once Brad watches this movie, and after I get back from my trip, we're going to finally tackle one of the best horror movies of the year with Late Night with the Devil. A hell of a way to earn ratings. You damn right. And if you know, you know. But if you haven't seen this movie yet, the movie is going to be available on Shudder on Friday. So watch that. We're going to give you all the entirety of the weekend to watch it, and then we'll drop the review for this movie so you all can give this a gander. And then I don't have the thumbnail yet, but also expect an Abigail review too, a spoiler-free one.
Yep, definitely.
And all those are spoiler-free, by the way.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil shit.
Yeah, and also too, you've been seeing we've been working on our YouTube short game and all that, so you can expect out theater reactions. Brad will do one for Abigail, and I'll continue going to these random ass movies, and you can hear my out theater reactions for those movies.
Yeah, absolutely,
because I know Brad's been paying attention to them.
I know that's right.
But Brad, is there anything else?
That's it, man.
All right. Oh, sorry. Last thing. Real talk. This is our interview podcast that we will be starting up in May. And we already got 2 guests lined up already. And I'll go ahead and mention the 2 guests. I did mention Garrett from Born to Be Rad will be our guest, but he'll be our second guest because something came up, so we had to change his scheduled interview date. But so our very first episode is going to be That Horror Couple. Kaylee and Robbie will be the very first guests on this very special podcast. And we'll let you know all the ways how you can listen to this podcast.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So now I'm officially done. So, Brad, anything else?
That's it, man.
All right, so guys, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to be gone celebrating my birthday, which is Thursday. If you do want to wish me happy birthday, or if you tell me to go fuck off, you can absolutely do that too, because any interaction is good interaction with me. So, Brad, I'm going to leave it to you. What is going to be this particular live stream's last word?
Don't let Carl take you out to dinner without asking you for a milkshake.
Brad, I lost the outro video.
That's all right, man. Don't worry about it. Just
okay, sorry. I fucked up your last word. So go ahead, give me another last word.
That's all good, man. Goodbye. Goodbye.